If you were going away on holiday and for some reason all the aeroplanes were cancelled, you'd need to find an alternative means of transport to get to your destination, perhaps boat, train, car, taxi. The thing is, you would still get to the end point. And the same holds true for communication. If your child is not yet speaking, they need an alternative means to be able to get their message across. And in the next few minutes, I'd like to tell you about systems that work well for autistic children. I'm Linda Phillips, speech and language therapist and founder of Parenting Autism, where we teach parents of young autistic children key skills to help improve communication and social interaction. So what do I mean by alternative means of communication? Well, I'm referring to visual communication systems. Now, many parents worry that if they introduce a visual communication system, their child won't learn to speak. Well, research shows that the opposite is actually true, and visual communication systems can actually enhance the development of spoken language. So they are a very useful thing to introduce. Not only do they enhance the development of spoken language, but they give the child a means to communicate now. And that helps to reduce the frustration of not being able to get your message across. So what visual communication systems am I referring to? Well, let's take signing as a start. Signs are in many ways like spoken language. They are quite abstract, they disappear very quickly, and they work very well for the deaf population who understand the communication process. Unfortunately, they don't always work so well for autistic people because they have the same properties as spoken language and they do not teach the communication process. They assume that the person understands how to communicate. So by way of example, I came across a young girl who'd been taught to sign at school, and she wanted to go to the bathroom, so a member of staff took her, and she was taking rather a long time, so the staff member went to check up on her and found her signing for help. She had been unable to undo her dungarees and she needed someone to help her. The thing is, she didn't realize that she needed another person standing in front of her, seeing what she was doing in order to receive the help that she needed. So signs can have some useful function if you teach some core signs, but as a main communication system, they are not usually the best way forwards for autistic people. So what else can we use? Well, there are systems which include the use of objects, pictures or symbols, and these can be extremely useful. The reason for that is that they are very concrete. They look exactly like the thing that they are representing. So if you have a picture of an apple, it really looks like an apple and it doesn't disappear quickly. So the child can process for quite a while and it won't go away. And the useful thing about physical objects is that we can use them to teach the process of communication. So perhaps you've heard of PECS. PECS stands for Picture Exchange Communication System, and how that works is the child would have a picture, say for example picture of an apple. They would then hand the picture over and in return they would receive an apple. So what they are learning is, I give you something, in this case something tangible that you can hold, and in return I receive something. And that's how communication works. We give our words and in return we receive something back, or we receive words back. The other thing that you can do with objects, pictures and symbols is you can create timetables or visual schedules which show the child what is happening throughout the day. And what's useful about that is it enables the child to manage transitions more effectively. So in other words, to move from one activity to another activity more easily because they know what is coming up. They can see what is coming up on their schedule. And what that does is it reduces the amount of anxiety that they might feel when they don't know what is coming up next. So visual communication systems will not prevent your child from developing spoken language and may even help with the process. Thank you for watching this video. Now please put something in the comments and tell me about communication systems that you are using and whether they are effective or not. I hope you found the video useful, and if you did, can you do me a favor? Would you share it on your social media so that other parents can hear this message? And to thank you for doing so, I'd like to give you a free gift which you can claim at www.parentingautismcoach.com.